this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on an entirely new concept which is going to be on the topic of Yogini Dasha. So trust me friends, whenever we talk about the top favorite Dasha system being used by majority of the Vedic astrologers, so definitely after all of our favorite Vimshotri Dasha, Yogini Dasha is definitely going to come after that. So friends, in this video, we will briefly try to understand the significance, the calculation part, the basic terminologies which are being used in this Yogini Dasha system, and in the following videos, I will try to take you deeper into those principles which are being commonly used and which has been mentioned in the Yogini Dasha system. So now friends, like the way I always say this thing, the more tools you're going to have in your arsenal, the better it is going to help you get into the deeper side of your analysis. Trust me friends, whenever I'm doing an analysis for any person, the moment I key in the birth details, my assessment, my probing start right from the taking into account the birth details, that basis numerology, what is the birth date of this person, making a sum total, what is the life path number. And not only that friends, like I even started these occult subjects and mystical subjects first with the palmistry. So I started first with the Samudrik Shastra, and in the Samudrik Shastra, the holy scripture, it has been even mentioned to this extent that not only the character, conduct of an astrologer has to be immaculate, but also at the time when you are doing the analysis, you have to remain completely aware of the omens, the way they are trying to communicate with you. So let's say for example, if someone has booked a marriage or matchmaking consultation with me, and at the time when I have sat down for doing the analysis and suddenly weather is changing or dogs are crying or anyway omens are indicating some unfavorable outcome, so I will be taking into consideration that as well. And friends, that's what the beauty of these mystical subjects are. Like, you would not believe how many times it has happened that if I have got 5 readings and I have scheduled them randomly, that okay, tomorrow I will be picking up these 3 charts, and when I sat down working on the details, all the 3 came out to be of the same Lagan ascendant, or they are also running the same dasha of the same planet. So trust me friends, universe actually works on some higher cosmic principles, and the beauty of astrology and all of these mystical subjects is that it gives us the awareness of all of these divine principles. So now friends, coming to the Yogini Dasha. So now friends, to begin with, like this Dasha has been in our holy scriptures, it has been mentioned, like even in Bhrathura Shastra, it has been mentioned that this Dasha was revealed by Lord Shiva to goddess Parvati. Now the elements of this Dasha constitutes of 8 periods. So 8 periods is something which you have to remember, because these 8 terminology is something which is going to be repeated all the time, which is very easy to understand. So it is going to work in this fashion, that first is going to be, it follows a proper sequence, like the way friends when we talk about Vimshotri Dasha. So even in the Vimshotri Dasha, the sequence remains same. So after Saturn, it is going to be Mercury. After Mercury, it is going to be Ketu. After Ketu, it is going to be Venus. So same way friends, when we talk about Yogini Dasha, so the Asht or 8 Yoginis can be understood in a sequence, in a order, as first is going to be of the moon, which will be termed as Mangala, and the period of that is going to be in a same sequence 1 year. Second is going to be of Pingala, which is attached with the planet Sun. It is second in the sequence, and the time allotted to this Yogini is of the 2 years. Third is going to be Dhanya, which is associated with the planet Jupiter, and just because it's third in the order, so time allotted to it is of 3 years. Fourth is going to be BHRAMARI, which has been connected with the planet Mars, and time allotted to is of 4 years. Fifth friends is Bhadrika. The planet attached to it is Mercury, and the time allotted to it is 5 years. Sixth friends is the ULKA, which has been attached with the planet Saturn, and time allotted to it is of 6 years. Seventh friends is the SIDDHA, which is attached with the planet Venus, and time allotted to it is of the 7 years. And friends, last is the SANKATA, which has been connected with both Rahu and Ketu. So first 4 years could be attached with Rahu and the next 4 years could be attached with Ketu. So this is how, friends, the sequence works. So like whatsoever Yogini you will start your time period with, but it will follow the same pattern. So friends, after Mangala it is going to be Pingla, after Pingla it's going to be Dhanya, after Dhanya it's Bhramari, then Bhadrika, then Ulka, SIDDHA and SANKATA. Now friends, if you will make a sum total of all of these planetary allotted time periods, it's going to give you a total of 36. So like the way Vimshotri Dasha works on a total time period of 120 years, same way, friends, this Yogini Dasha works on the principle of a combined total time period of 36 years. That means after that, the whole cycle is going to get repeated. The second thing is that, friends, now when we say 36, so you have to understand it in this way that this is going to be time when generally, even if you will take into consideration the planetary age of maturity. So even in your natal chart, Saturn matures at 36 years of age. Even in the transit, like this is going to be time when Rahu Ketu would have come second time on your natal planetary alignments, and Jupiter would have completed 3 complete transit over your natal chart. So that in itself gives this consideration that this whole time period can actually give us this idea about the completion of one phase of life and the beginning of the next phase of the life. Now friends, just because if you have to understand the calculation part of it, so I will just tell you about the basic principle, because like in the software these days you can fairly calculate that. It's very simple. It's going to follow the same pattern like the way in Vimshotri Dasha. Within the Mahadasha of one planet, we have the sub period of another planets, then the Pratantar Dasha. So same way, friends, if you are running through the Yogini time period or Yogini Dasha period of, for example, SIDDHA, which is Venus. So within it, there is going to be sub period of another Yogini as well. Now friends, to calculate it, it's very simple. It is also based on your moon nakshatra as well. So all what you have to do is that you have to first check the sequence of your moon nakshatra out of all the 27 nakshatras. So for example, if I will have to take my own natal chart as an example. So my moon sign is Aquarius and my moon nakshatra is Sattbhisha. So in a sequence of the 27 nakshatras, Sattbhisha falls on the 24th place. So now what you have to do is that you have to add 3 to 24 and then you have to divide it by 8. So it's very simple. You add 3 to 24, it is going to give 27. Now you have to divide it by 8. So it is going to give a remainder as 3. So that means I have got remainder as 3. In a sequence of the Yogini Dashas, third is the Dasha of the Dhanya, of the planet Jupiter. So that means that my Yogini Dasha from the birth would have started with the Dhanya, with the Jupiter Dhanya Yogini Dasha. Let's say, for example, if your moon is placed in the Libra and your moon nakshatra is Swati. So in the list of the 27 nakshatras, Swati falls in the 15th rank. So what you have to do is that you will add 3 to 15, which is going to give answer as 18. You will then divide it with 8. So which is going to give you remainder as 2. So 2 means in the Yogini Dasha table, second is the order of the Pingla, of the sun. So for this native who has his moon nakshatra as Swati, his Yogini Dasha will first begin with the Pingla of sun. Now friends, let's take another example. So now for example, if your moon nakshatra is Rohini. So now Rohini in the sequence of the 27 nakshatras falls on the 4th rank. So what you have to do is that you will add 3 to 4, which is going to give you answer as 7. Now you cannot divide 7 by 8. So that means in the Yogini Dasha table, 7th Yogini Dasha is of the SIDDHA. So friends, this simply means that for someone who is born with his moon in the Rohini nakshatra, for this person, his Yogini Dasha will first start with the SIDDHA Yogini Dasha. Now friends, when we talk about the importance of these Yogini Dasha system? So that's very simple. If you will have a knowledge of these Yogini Dasha system, so when you have opened up someone's chart, you're doing an analysis. So just by merely looking at that which Yogini Dasha is currently on in the life of this person, so you will get to know about the planet whose Yogini Dasha this native is running. All what you have to do is that you have to check the dignity and strength of that planet in the chart. So let's say, for example, if you are running the time period of like Mangala, so Mangala, which represents moon, this Dasha tend to remain of very short period of 1 year. But let's say, for example, you want to settle overseas, and your this planet, which is moon, because you are running the Yogini Dasha of Mangala, is exalted in the 12th house, in the 9th house. So it can actually help you progress in that aspect of life. Let's say, for example, for long you have been trying to get married. Now friends, here you have to make a blend of everything. So for someone who is a Aries ascendant or a Scorpio ascendant, so Venus has got a say of your 7th house. And if you will find that Venus's degrees are also very less, so basis the Chara Dasha, this planet is becoming your Darakaraka as well, a planet responsible for your marriage. And if you are also running the SIDDHA Yogini Dasha, so which means the Venus is also activated through Yogini Dasha as well. So it is going to double validate or confirm that yes, during this period, marriage can actually take place in the life of this person if all those conditions are getting qualified. Like this person is single, he is also working hard in that direction, then marriage can take place. Now friends, as you know this thing that it's a very first introduction video, so I do not want to overload you guys with a lot of information right in the very first video. I can assure you that I will be uploading a lot of more videos on Yogini Dasha, where I will also include celebrity chart or reference chart as well, while explaining you the principles of Yogini Dasha. But friends, I'm very much sure that you must have already got excited and you would have already started checking in the software that which Yogini Dasha of yours is currently on. So before I will wrap up today's video, I will just give you a brief overview of features of all the 8 Yogini Dashas. So now friends, to start with, when we talk about the time period of Mangala Yogini Dasha, which is being ruled by the planet Moon, which is of 1 year, it is generally considered as good because Mangala is one of the name of the goddess Parvati, which represents auspiciousness, faithful wife. So this Dasha, this Yogini Dasha of Mangala can be seen as very auspicious to meeting very religious minded people. Travels can also take place and all sort of auspicious events, good thoughts, learning, wisdom, travels can be foreseen in the Dasha of the Mangala. Now friends, second is the Pingala. Now friends, as you know that Pingala, who has been described as one of the devotee of Shiva, like even in Hatha Yoga, where we talk about the 2 nadis, Ida and Pingala. So Pingala represents the Surya Sun Nadi. So now friends, this is not considered as very auspicious in the Yogini Dasha system. Now the point which I am trying to make over here is that because this is a Dasha, a Pingala, which is connected with Sun, whether you have exalted Sun in your natal chart or you have a weak placed Sun in your natal chart, but relying on the principles of the Yogini Dasha, this Dasha could actually create little bit of obstacles or delays, specifically if you are not very grounded or very firm in all these solar principles. Like for example, if you are already going through heart related problems and Sun is also weak in your natal chart as well, and basis Yogini Dasha, you got to know that your Pingala Dasha is gonna begin very soon, then you have to give attention to your health. Second thing is that your relationship with the government and all those people in authority and all of that. So you have to remain very cautious, very alert in this second Yogini Dasha, which is called as the Pingala, which remains for 2 years. Now friends, third is the Dasha of Dhanya. Now Dhanya, which is connected with Jupiter, which represents wealth, fortune, wisdom. So this is generally, as per the Yogini Dasha system, this Dasha is considered as very auspicious. So all the Jupiterian events, like whether you talk about getting married or getting progeny, getting children, buying a home, traveling, fame, fortune, all those auspicious events can be connected or attached with this 3-year long Yogini Dasha of Dhanya. Now friends, next is the BHRAMARI, now which is connected with the planet Mars, which tend to remain of 4 years of time. Now definitely friends, whatever I am saying right now, because even the Yogini Dasha is going to work in the same pattern like Vimshotri. Within this Yogini Dasha, there will be sub period as well. But what has been written about the BHRAMARI Dasha is that these 4 years could give you aimless wandering. So they have not put much of weight on the quarrels or instigation. They have put more weight on that whatsoever things you are trying to pursue or you are trying to undertake, it becomes very important that how strong your conviction is, your determination is, your willpower is, and that is how you can see. Now friends, it all comes down to individual. So let's say for example, if your line of work, nature of work involves a lot of traveling, you are in travel business, anything to do with media, marketing, so there people can still get benefited. But compared to other Yogini Dasha, like when we talk about Dhanya, we talk about Mangala, so regarding this Dasha BHRAMARI, it has just written in our holy scriptures that it could give rise to lot many aimless wanderings. Now friends, next is the Bhadrika. Now Bhadrika, which is being connected with the planet Mercury, which is of 5 years of time period in the Yogini Dasha system. So friends, this is considered as auspicious. Like if you are in business, so gains in commerce, in trade, travelings, learning, acquisition of new business, of titles. So that is how this Yogini Dasha of Bhadrika has been explained in our Yogini Dasha system. Now friends, next Yogini Dasha is of ULKA, which is connected with the planet Saturn, which is of 6 year long time period. Now friends, it has been explained in a way that ULKA in a way means meteor or like fire in the sky. So this could be a time period of test and trials, of delays, of frustration. Now friends, it also comes down to whether your life revolves around Saturn or not. If you are working in the fields of judiciary, of politics, and in your natal chart Saturn is in a strengthened state, so even after all those resistance and opposition, power can be achieved. Gains can still be expected only if you are ready and willing to work hard. Now friends, after that comes the Dasha of the SIDDHA, which is connected with the planet Venus, which tend to remain of 7 year long period, which is considered as very auspicious in our Yogini Dasha system. So this could be time period of getting married, running into like-minded people, having good harmonious relationship with the opposite sex, and all type of luxury, amenities, wealth can be attained in these 7 year long Dasha of the SIDDHA. Now again friends, you have to do the same thing. If let's say for example, if Venus is your Lagnesh in the main Lagan chart, it's your 10th house lord, it is in a dignified state, and your life's undertakings and endeavors hover around the Venusian pursuit, so then definitely if basis the Yogini Dasha calculator, you will run into the or you will start the SIDDHA Dasha, then good results can be validated or can be confirmed. And last is the friends of the SANKATA, which is connected with Rahu and Ketu. So as the name suggests, in Hindi SANKATA means trouble, difficulties. So this Dasha could be a time of test and trials. Now friends, like in our Vrathura Shastra as well, for all these 8 Dashas, they are mantras and remedies which has also been prescribed. Now over here there is no biasness, like even basis the Vedic system, basis all other like remedies which we generally do, like for any of the affliction of Rahu, we say that even the recitation of the Bij mantra of Rahu, Om Ardhakayam Mahavirya Chandaditya Vimardinam Singika Garbha Sambhutam Tam Rahum Pramamiham, gemstone of Rahu, donations connected with Rahu, even the worship of the goddess Durga. So you can undertake all those things. And friends, in today's day and age where we all want and success is somehow very strongly connected with Rahu, all of our businesses are connected with digital media, social media, technology, promotion, advertising. So Rahu is something which plays a very integral role. I could still say this thing that if you're not that spiritually inclined, Ketu Dasha can still give you much of the trouble. But when we talk about in the SANKATA Yogini Dasha, the first 4 years which is of Rahu, and if in your natal chart Rahu is well placed, its dispositor is well placed, still good results can be achieved. But in the last 4 years of the Ketu Dasha, if you are not spiritually inclined, then Ketu can still create problems in your life. So friends, this was just a basic overview of that, how to calculate the Yogini Dasha, what are the different 8 names which we always say that I am going through SANKATA, I am going through SIDDHA. So now after listening to this video, now you must be aware about, you must have got familiar with all these terminologies which are chiefly used in Yogini Dasha. In the next video friends, I will try to explain little bit about the within the Mahadasha, within the Yogini Dasha, the sub period of other Yogini allotted planets, and its relevant use in different case studies and different kind of principles. Like there are also alternative chart, like kind of pragatishil, lagan. There are like so many things which need to be studied, which I will try to explain in the next video in this same topic of Yogini Dasha. So this is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs on this concept of Yogini Dasha. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.